Hi guys, it's Pacifist here, trust you are all well. In the previous video, I gave hints to the audience in whom the next Bokumaro would be. I notified people that in the upcoming video, the character is a female wandering warrior who wields a spear and is trying to atone for her past life by doing good deeds. The series was a novel at first, but soon had numerous media adaptations including manga and an anime series. Perhaps the silhouette might help you guess who you think it is. So feel free to pause the video to take more time and unpause when you've had a guess in mind. I'm assuming that you have someone in mind now and to see if your guess was right. Their answer is Balsa Yonsa from Seirei No Moribito. Apologies if I butchered the title. Typically, a Bokumaro requests are generally paywalled, but there are ways to get a request without paying, and this was one of them. Back in March 2025, I took on a project where I drew a Bokumaro every day throughout the entirety of March, where we randomly assigned the prompts via the community's suggestions. This community member had supported me throughout the project and used a secret word in my YouTube video and formed it in a sentence which they used in the comments to let me know that they've watched the entire video. I may plan to do this again in 2026, so we'll see. Perhaps you guys can have a free request as well. We'll see if we use a secret word or do some other visual things in the video to let me know if you have watched the video or not. TBD. When it came to the concept and design, although I've never heard of this series before, let alone the character, upon doing the research, I noticed that she wields a spear. In most games that I play, if there's a choice where I can use a spear, I tend to gravitate towards using that weapon. And in light of this, I knew I had to have a pose where she has a spear in her hand. When reading the wiki, it seemed like she acts like a bodyguard-esque for someone. So I wanted her in a defense/alert pose, ready to strike someone who's about to attack her or the person that she's protecting. With that concept in mind, it was time to sketch. Since I wanted her to lean on one leg forward and also have her holding a spear, with the concept in mind, it was time to sketch. As I said, I wanted her to be in like a defense position. I wanted her to lean on one leg forward, getting ready to strike someone. So I knew I had to bend her waist and body a little bit to give a more natural and less rigid pose. I remember I had to make sure her waist was no longer parallel, with one side bending more than the other to give that more authentic and natural look. I wouldn't say I encountered any huge hurdles, but I did recall looking at her hair in the references. There was some where she had a quiff and some references pictures where she didn't. I decided to give her a slight quiff on the side and ignored the bigger quiff she seemed to have had on the other side of her head. But I feel like the largest hurdle that I encountered were probably the proportion of her arms. I think this came about because I didn't really want to clash her arms with her hair too much, but this was something that we couldn't avoid at all and it was inevitable, so it is what it is. It was time to do the line arts and there was a bit of deviation from the sketch, but that was mainly due to the weapon, the spear itself. I felt the sketch version didn't seem particularly great, so when it came to the line art, I drew half of it vertically straight and then shamelessly copy and pasted, then I flipped it to complete the other side of the sphere and then later on rotated it to angle it similar to the sketch. They do say work smart not hard, right? I think later on in Timelapse I still wasn't too particularly pleased with the head of the sphere, so we made it a bit wider. Overall, I think this piece was okay. It was a bit of a challenge and definitely different to my usual standing up straight with their weapon behind their backs like I'd done for previous characters and Bokumaros. What are your thoughts on this piece? Do you know much about Moribito, and if so, do you recommend it at all? As for the next video, the hints are: 1. It's a guy considered as a kudere. 2. The Bokumaro is from an otome game back on the PS2, which later came to other platforms. 3. It has an anime adaptation which can be watched on Crunchyroll. 4. They're left-handed, and because of that, apparently no dojos wanted to accept him as a student. And lastly, the color palette for his designs are shown on the screen now. Feel free to drop your guesses here in the comments below if you want to engage and partake in the guessing game, and tune in to the next video to see whether you're right or not. Also, please consider subscribing to help this channel out, and if you would like to see more videos similar to this. Enjoy what's left of the time-lapse and music, and as always guys, wherever you guys are, take care, be well, and be safe. Bye!